Hi there, my name's Chris Winter, and if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you might be considering buying the brand new Canon SL2 or 200D. So in this video, I wanted to give you a couple of reasons why I think this little camera might be the right choice for you. And also guys, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely make sure to check out my brand new list that I just made, the best cameras for video. I go through some of the cameras that would be best for you. So if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description box below this video and you can take a look. But anyway, let's get started and take a look at a few reasons why this little DSLR might be the right choice for you. To me, the biggest new inclusion on the Canon SL2 is its addition of the Dual Pixel Autofocus system. Now, if you haven't heard of this before, Dual Pixel Autofocus was first introduced in the Canon 70D a few years ago. Before that, autofocus in video for DSLRs was honestly pretty terrible. It was stuttery, slow, and constantly hunted, especially in low light. But that all changed with the Canon 70D and has now been included in cameras such as the 80D, 5D, 77D, and a few other cameras. Essentially now though, with dual pixel on the Canon SL2, you can pretty much point your camera and wherever you're pointing will smoothly and cinematically come into focus, even if you're an absolute beginner. You can also use the touchscreen on the back of the screen to pull focus, so wherever your finger touches will come into focus. Not only that, the Canon SL2 also has face tracking autofocus, which works really well. In fact, I've been using face tracking autofocus with dual pixel cameras for the last 3 or so years, and it just works fantastically. I never have anyone behind my camera. I'm actually using it right now, and you can see that as I move in and out, even with a really fast aperture lens, this is a Sigma 18-35 f1.8, I'm able to keep in focus. It works really well and works just as good on the Canon SL2. Now sure, you can still pull focus manually like a lot of people will still want to do, but if you do want to have that autofocus, it can be a real lifesaver, especially if you're pretty new to DSLRs. Another new awesome upgrade on the Canon SL2 is its improvement to 5 frames per second, which just for example's sake, sounds a little bit like this. Now, if you've used a camera like the Canon 7D Mark II, you might think that's nothing special, but for an entry-level camera, that's actually pretty impressive. This now puts it in line with Nikon DSLRs like the Nikon D3400, which often had the edge over Canon. Now, this isn't going to be the camera to use if you want to shoot the Olympics, but 5 frames per second should be fast enough for most day-to-day shooting. Another useful feature on the Canon SL2 is its built-in Wi-Fi and NFC. I've used this a number of times on Canon and Nikon DSLRs lately, and it's been a feature I've found myself using more and more. Essentially, this allows you to quickly view and download your photos from your DSLR to your smartphone rather than having to connect it up to a computer. Now, I think this is a great feature, especially for beginners who might be more used to shooting with their phones. And it means that they can quickly take good photos with their DSLR and then upload them to places like Instagram and Facebook. One of the smallest, but to me most important features on the Canon SL2, especially for video, is on the side here, and that's the inclusion of a microphone jack. Now, the Canon SL2 does have a built-in mic, but to be totally honest, it's not the best. It's a little bit tinny. So having this 3.5mm jack is great because it means you can add a microphone like a Rode VideoMic Pro or a Rode VideoMic Go and record some much better audio. Some other budget cameras such as the Canon T6 or 1300D didn't have this microphone jack, and I actually felt that they really held them back for beginning filmmakers. So having this microphone jack is a really nice step to have, especially for a lot of up-and-coming filmmakers. Let's now move to the back of the Canon SL2 and take a look at another sweet new feature, which is this right here, the articulating screen. This really works great, especially in video, because it means you can see what you're shooting in live view, pretty much from every angle. If you want to get a shot from up high, you can tilt it down like this, or if you want to get a shot from down low, you can tilt it here and still be able to see the screen. But the biggest feature for me at least is that you can flip it around. If you're a vlogger or a YouTuber, this is actually really important because it means you can actually flip your camera around and see exactly where you are, see that you are in focus and get your composition right. And if you pair this up with that awesome dual pixel autofocus and the face tracking, it really is a great setup for YouTubing. I think this is actually the perfect budget camera for YouTubers and filmmakers. Now, the Canon SL2 comes in at around $550 on Amazon, which to me is actually a really good price. You're getting a lot of the best features from cameras like the Canon 80D and 77D for a much cheaper price. You know what? I'd actually use that extra money that you save to buy a couple of really good lenses, even budget ones like the Canon 50mm f1.8 STM, or even a wide angle lens like the 10-18mm STM. So should you buy the Canon SL2? Well, if you're looking for a great beginner to intermediate DSLR at a brilliant price, I'd highly recommend it. You won't find a better camera for under $600. And also guys, if you haven't seen it yet, definitely make sure to check out my brand new list that I just made, the best cameras for video. I go through some of the cameras that would be best for you. So if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description box below this video and you can take a look. So guys, I hope I was able to help you even just a little bit. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, happy shooting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.